In cold blood, and it happened in Vernal in 1972. That's when authorities found the body of Gregory Nichols in a burned car. He was shot several times, and the case has never been solved. For every crime, there's a story, and the truth matters. Here's ABC4 senior crime and punishment correspondent Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Justice Files.
It's a murder that shocked the Greg Nichols family and the entire town of Vernal. Why would someone kill a man that was just discharged from the Army a month earlier? Nearly 5 decades later, the family is still waiting for an answer.
Where you could park and look down over the valley and see the lights of the valley at night.
It's November 26, 1972, and a couple is parked at a scenic overlook west of Vernal. Inside the vehicle is Greg Nichols, recently discharged from the Army, and an 18-year-old girl.
There was a knock on the window, and Greg rolled the window down.
From historical accounts, Greg Nichols' sister recalls what happens next.
She said that the man at the window said, "There's been an accident, and I was wondering if you could drive me to town so that I could report it to the sheriff."
But he shot while rolling the window down.
And he shot Greg several times. Greg fell over onto, as she was kind of hunched in the seat, he covered her with himself, and took the rest of the shells so that she would not be shot.
He takes Greg's car along with the teen and heads west where he meets another man. Greg's car is set on fire with his body inside. They drive off with the girl.
The shooter raped her first, and then because he was prodding the second guy to do the same, that eventually at some point he also raped her in the back seat of the car.
At sunrise, 60 miles west of Vernal, one of the men forces her out.
He said, "When you do open your eyes after you have heard our car completely leave," he said, "walk straight ahead. You'll find a town and you'll find help."
She finds help, and authorities soon learn of the horrific murder. It puzzles the Uintah County Sheriff.
They could not find a killer or killers because they could not find anyone that had anything against Greg.
For 48 years, the murder and rape remain unsolved.
And I was so proud of him for serving our country.
Cousin Marquita Hammond says his murder shocked their town.
It was devastating to get the news that he'd been murdered. First of all, you lose a family member, and then to be in such a brutal, horrible way was devastating, to say the least.
A nephew is born after the murder. He bears his uncle's name.
Talk to people in town that remind me, how good of a mentor Greg would have been, and that I, kind of feel a little bit cheated because I didn't get that opportunity.
It's been very difficult for me. It was extremely hard on my mom and my dad.
The parents die before learning who kills their son, but his sister knows they're together again.
I've also prayed for years and years and years that they show me a sign. "Mom, Dad, you have to know. Give me something. Let me know. Let me know what you know."
And the sister is still waiting for that sign. Meanwhile, the Uintah County Sheriff's Office has reopened the case after receiving a new tip. They're waiting for results from the state crime lab on DNA. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.